Okay, hey, I'm back for some more stories from Executive Beechcraft. Um, yeah, as you know, wintertime at the airport, especially on the night shift or the weekend shift, was a little bit crazy and we had a lot of fun. But there was one thing we used to do. We used to we had this long rope and we tied it onto the back of the tug, one of the tugs, fastest one that was out there. And then we tied the other end of that rope onto it was like a big square plastic packing box of some kind. It was the kind of thing that they would put a bunch of freight like on a pallet. But it was made out of plastic and it was smooth on the bottom. And it was kind of honeycomb shaped on the top. And we made a hole in it. And then we tied the rope through the hole, and then you would put about 4 or 5 guys on the sled and then take off across the ramp with the tug as fast as you could. And then you'd kind of turn the tug sideways and hit the brake. And as you guys know, the tugs only had brakes on the rear. And that would cause the tug to whip around and the sled on the end of the rope to accelerate to a very high speed. And linemen would start falling off of the sled. They just couldn't hang on because of the force of it. I mean, I think it'd be skipping across the snow like an inner tube, being towed on a lake. It was very, very same situation. So the last guy to hold on would be the winner. He just won the bragging rights, I guess. But yeah, we would get that thing going. I mean, you couldn't hang on. You just couldn't. You would just go flying, bouncing across the ramp. I mean, there was no hanging on. It was extremely fast when it got out there skipping, and it would just fly. Guys came up with all kinds of different ways to ride it. They would put a metal chair on it, and to see if they could stay on the chair. People would try to stand up on it. You know how you are. You got to keep doing it till somebody gets hurt. One time, Fred, you guys remember Ken Heller? We called him Fred. Fred was riding on that sled. It was in the morning, on a Saturday morning after we were getting off in the morning from working the Friday night shift, and then Fred came in and the rest of the day shift guys, and Fred wanted to ride it. So as crazy as this may sound, somebody was pulling. I wasn't pulling him on the tug. Fred was on the sled, and the sled goes flying around out in front near the entrance gate, by the hangar 1. And the sled just goes sliding by, and there is Dan Meisinger Jr. What he was doing down there that early, I got no idea. Drives into the ramp in his car. He pulls up beside Fred. Fred was sitting on the sled, with this dumb look on his face. And Dan looks at him and says, maybe we shouldn't be doing that, fellas. That's all he said. Fred goes, yeah, you're right. And he got off the sled and went in the line office. And, yeah, that was the day we got caught by Mr. Meisinger, as everyone referred to him, Dan Jr. But yeah, we had a lot of fun out there on the ramp. We would go down in front of the terminal area where there was routinely, like in the wintertime, there might not be any aircraft up there at all, so you'd have a huge open area where you could do whatever you want. And we would go down there with the 4x4s, and you get going about 45 or 50 miles an hour, and then just put it neutral, hit the emergency brake. Man, that thing, if it was icy, you do it on icy, like where it melted and then froze at night, and it was super hard and very slick. You would just go around and around and around. I mean, you might spin around 6 or 8 times before you came to a stop. We were doing that one night a lot, and the tower called over and said, hey, I don't know what's going on over there on the east side, but I just keep seeing headlights, taillights, headlights, taillights, headlights, taillights. And he knew what was happening, but he was just trying to let us know that he knew what we were doing. But yeah, it was probably quite a sight from the tower, seeing that, headlights, taillights, headlights, taillights. So after that, we turned off the headlights. So yeah, we didn't want to get caught. But yeah, we had a lot of fun down there, especially in the winter, with a lot of the things we used to do. what we'd do sometimes in the mornings, we would we knew the day shift was coming in, and they would park right out on the other side of the fence in the parking lot. The night shift, we would make about 25 or 30 snowballs and have them ready. And we would be hiding under usually when you plowed snow up right for the parking spots by the line office, and there would be a big mound of snow up there that you could, we made an opening for the gate so you could walk in and out, but there'd be about a 2 or 3 foot, maybe 4 foot high pile of snow there. So we hid there, and then I think it was Pops, one of those guys, came and parked, and he opened his door, and we just unloaded with a barrage, like 6 or 8 guys throwing snowballs 100 miles an hour, and they just pelted him, went in his car. He wasn't happy about it, but it was fun. It was good stuff. Good fun we had there. I want to tell this real quick story about Dan Jones and I canoeing down the Missouri River. We told Jerry that we were going to put a canoe up in Farley, which is quite a ways up the river there, and that we were going to canoe down to the airport. And we didn't see any canoes on the river, but we thought it'd be fine. No, we can do this. So we got a canoe, borrowed one from somebody, I think, and we had one of the company radios. I told Jerry we were going to call him on the company radio. Believe it or not, Jerry was into this. He thought it was a cool thing, Jerry, as you all know, Jerry, I think he wanted to do fun things, but he was so dedicated to what he was doing as his job. I think he would let other people do these crazy things. And oddly, he talked to us on the radio while we were on the river, and he was interested in what we were doing. He thought it was a little crazy, but he communicated with us. Not his normal, the way he would be. He was strangely, he thought it was cool, I think. Anyway, so we're canoeing down the river there, and Dan Jones decides it'd be a cool idea. Hope it doesn't embarrass you, Dan. Dan decided it'd be a cool idea to moon the 435 bridge, going under the bridge. So he stands up on the gun rails or the side rails of the canoe and drops his pants as we're going under the 435 bridge. It was either that bridge or another bridge, or one of those bridges, and he's just sticking his butt out. And I'm yelling at him that he's going to knock us in the water. We're going to tip the canoe over. So I'm hitting him with the oar and yelling at him to stop it. And he's just laughing his head off as he's mooning the bridge. It was crazy. It was a crazy day. Cause I'll tell you, canoeing on the Missouri River is something else. Eric went with me. Eric and Krishna went with me one time, and Dan, and it was quite a deal. It's pretty cool on the river. But I'm going to tell this one. I don't have a problem with embarrassment. But Dan had to go to the bathroom. We're on the river. He had to go to the bathroom real bad. He had to go number 2. He had to take a dump. And he's just like, man, I got to go to the bathroom. I said, well, dude, wait till we get it. No, I got to go. Now. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. So you guys know those little things that stick out into the river? There's like rocky outcroppings that stick out in the river. I think they're there to slow the current down and to help with silt or something. But we pulled up to one of those things, and Dan gets up on, and it was kind of a sandy area there, and there was some logs washed up there. Dan gets up on there, drops trowel, and goes to the bathroom right there. Well, we were friends, we had been friends for a long time. He says, I don't got anything to wipe my butt with. I go, what? He goes, I got to wipe my butt. I said, Dan, just deal with it. He goes, no. So I took my sock off, and I gave him my sock to wipe his butt with. And he says, oh, man, you're just a really good friend. I say, yeah, that's just crazy. So he used my sock, and he didn't give it back to me. I didn't want it. He left it there on the sandy bank on that rocky outcropping there, pulled his pants up and got back in the boat. And down we went down the river, me with one sock on. He wasn't wearing socks, so he couldn't use his own. That's probably what people might be thinking right now. Why didn't he use his own socks? He wasn't wearing socks. I think he had sandals on or something. But yeah, those are the kind of things we did. Well, anyway, we paddled all the way down to the airport, and we put our canoe in over there near the Broadway Bridge. And Jerry was over there watching us over the dike. We dragged that canoe up there. And we told everybody the story about our canoe trip down the Missouri River. It was quite exciting. Well, that's going to be it for now. I'm going to try to put another one out tomorrow. I'm sorry I didn't put any out for a while. I've been busy doing some things. But yeah, a few people have asked me to tell some stories with Rick King involved. And so I will tell if you like that. And I'll be very careful, of course, about how I manage those, if anybody knows about that. Then I'll tell some Jerry Mott stories also. You know, Jerry, yeah, I know it's Christmas morning, but, I got this jackhammer out here, and I'm thinking we could drill some, tie-down holes. What's going up there? Fellas, yeah. Jerry. Okay, you guys, have a good evening, and take care of yourselves and stay healthy. See you guys later. Bye-bye.